You'd think being smart would protect people from bad investments, but in reality, some of the worst financial decisions are made by very intelligent people. Degrees, high IQs, and technical skills don't stop emotions, ego, or overconfidence from taking over. I've seen smart people lose money not because they lack information, but because they trust their intelligence too much. Before I break this down, make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because understanding this can save you from expensive mistakes. In this video, I'm breaking down why smart people make terrible investment decisions, the psychological traps, cognitive biases, and false confidence that cause even highly capable people to ignore risk and discipline. This isn't about intelligence, it's about behavior. And behavior is what actually determines investment outcomes. They overthink everything. Smart people love complexity. They've spent their entire lives solving difficult problems, so they assume investing must be equally complicated. Instead of buying a simple index fund and holding it, they start building elaborate models, tracking dozens of variables, and creating investment strategies that look more like PhD dissertations than portfolios. This overthinking leads to paralysis and poor timing. While they're still analyzing whether the market is 2% overvalued based on 17 different metrics, opportunities pass them by. Then when they finally make a decision, it's so complex that they can't stick with it during normal market fluctuations. The moment something unexpected happens, their entire framework falls apart because it was built on too many assumptions. The irony is that investing rewards simplicity. The most successful long-term investors use straightforward strategies. But smart people feel like they're not using their intelligence if they're not making it complicated. So they create complexity where none is needed, and that complexity becomes their downfall. They trust their own analysis too much. When you've been right about most things in your life, you develop confidence in your judgment. Smart people are used to being the smartest person in the room. They've aced tests, impressed professors, and solved problems others couldn't. This creates a dangerous belief that their analysis of stocks, markets, or economic trends must also be correct. This overconfidence makes them ignore warning signs and contradictory evidence. They'll find one compelling investment thesis and stop looking for reasons they might be wrong. They dismiss expert opinions that contradict their views because they genuinely believe they figured out something others missed. Sometimes they have, but more often, they've just convinced themselves of a story that feels intelligent. The market doesn't care about your IQ. It doesn't reward you for having the most sophisticated analysis. Smart people often make concentrated bets based on their conviction, putting too much money into too few investments because they're so sure they're right. When those bets go wrong, and they eventually do, the losses are devastating. Diversification feels like admitting you're not smart enough to pick winners, so they avoid it. And that's exactly when they need it most. They can't handle being wrong. Intelligent people have usually experienced success after success. Their identity becomes tied to being right. When an investment goes bad, they can't accept it. Instead of cutting losses and moving on, they double down, trying to prove their original analysis was correct. They'll hold losing positions far longer than they should because admitting the mistake feels like admitting they're not as smart as they thought. This ego protection mechanism is incredibly expensive. They'll watch a stock drop 20%, then 40%, then 60%, constantly telling themselves it's just temporary, and the market will eventually see what they saw. They research more, finding new reasons to justify holding on, when the rational move would be to accept the loss and redeploy the capital elsewhere. Smart people also struggle with probabilistic thinking when it applies to themselves. They understand probability in theory, but when it comes to their own decisions, they assume they're the exception. They know that most active traders lose money, but they believe their intelligence gives them an edge. They know timing the market rarely works, but they think they can do it because they're smarter than average. This disconnect between knowing the statistics and believing they apply to you is where a lot of money disappears. they ignore their emotions. Intelligence is often associated with logic and rationality, so smart people believe they can think their way past emotions. They assume fear and greed don't affect them the way they affect regular people. This is completely wrong. Emotions drive everyone's decisions, but smart people are particularly vulnerable because they don't think they are. When markets crash, smart people panic just like everyone else. But instead of recognizing the panic for what it is, they rationalize it. They create logical-sounding explanations for why selling right now is the smart move. They convince themselves they're being rational when they're actually being driven by fear. The same thing happens with greed. When markets are soaring and everyone's making money, smart people jump in with complex justifications about why this time is different, or why their timing is based on careful analysis. They have no real-world market experience. Many smart people succeed in structured environments with clear rules and right answers. School, professional exams, corporate projects, they all have defined problems and solutions. Markets don't work that way. There's no answer key. No one's grading you on your methodology. The only thing that matters is results, and results often have nothing to do with how smart your approach was. This creates a fundamental mismatch. Smart people enter investing expecting that studying harder, analyzing deeper, and thinking more carefully will lead to better outcomes. Sometimes it does. Often it doesn't. Markets are influenced by millions of participants, global events, human psychology, and random chance. You can do everything right and still lose money. You can make a terrible decision for ridiculous reasons and make a fortune. They fall for sophisticated-sounding nonsense. Smart people are particularly vulnerable to complex investment products and strategies that sound impressive. Hedge funds, derivatives, alternative investments, quantitative strategies, these all appeal to people who want to feel like they're doing something more advanced than buying stocks and bonds. Financial salespeople know this and pitch products specifically designed to appeal to intelligent investors who think they're too smart for simple investing. The pitch usually includes impressive mathematical models, academic research, and exclusive access that makes you feel special for understanding it. Smart people eat this up because it confirms their belief that successful investing requires intelligence and sophistication. They pay high fees for strategies that often underperform simple index funds, but the complexity makes them feel like they're getting something valuable. The market doesn't reward intelligence alone. It rewards patience, humility, and consistency. Once I stopped trying to be right and focused on being disciplined, my results improved dramatically. Have you ever made an investment that looked smart on paper but failed in reality? Drop your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Like the video, subscribe, and share this with someone who thinks intelligence guarantees success. Until next time, stay humble, manage risk, and remember that discipline beats brilliance.